Tyler Merriam joined by Matt Dentlinger out of Arcadia, Iowa to recap this one. And tell me the approach to begin with without Douglas Wilson. He means so much to this team. You play without him in Vermillion, had to play without him tonight. So was the approach any different tonight, or did you play any differently without Wilson?
No, we tried to play the same way, get as many paint touches as we can, share the ball, and just focus on defense and rebounding.
The way this game played out, I know a big focus was to keep NDSU off of the free throw line. They only had 13 free throw attempts. Felt like you defended in that regard pretty well?
Yeah, for the most part, throughout the game, we felt like we guarded without fouling. Got a couple cheap ones at the end that really hurt us.
Tell me about the screen and roll, because that was very effective tonight, particularly at the end of regulation there, which ties the game to force overtime.
Yeah, we really tried to get that in transition. When they're transitioning back, it's really hard to, talk those screens out. People are scrambling. There's no backside help, so that's where we got a lot of the screen and roll action from.
Tell me about Brandon Key tonight. What a warrior he was, making some huge plays, because you've witnessed his struggles here. To see him make some huge plays late in this game, what did that mean to you?
That was huge. He came up big when we needed him. And that's just really what this team's all about, people stepping up when we need them, and it's just like a team mentality.
You're without Wilson, and some people would say, well, it was a game effort without him. You guys don't feel that way, do you?
No. We felt like we should have won this game, and it hurts.
Well, you got the Summit League tournament coming up in 9 days. You played in that environment. How excited are you to see that sea of blue in the Denny Sanford Premier Center?
Oh, it's going to be awesome. This will be my third year, and, just thinking about it gets me excited, and I can't wait.
I asked Matt Dentlinger about this, but I want your take on this as well. Without Douglas Wilson, it would be easy for people to suggest that this was just a game effort and you'd have a lot to be proud of, as we're getting pictures taken here with Hendo's wife and other members of the clan, so forgive us here as you watch this as well. But it would be easy for people to say, hey, there's nothing to be disappointed in. What an effort that was on the road. But I know you guys didn't come up here just to play well. You really felt like you let one slip away tonight.
We don't look at things like that, Tyler. I don't think any Jackrabbit team does. Obviously proud of our effort. There's no doubt about that. But, I thought we left some things on the table. You can't doubt our compete. We fought like crazy. I thought we had great energy. I thought we had great urgency. We shared the basketball for the most part. But we certainly left some plays out there tonight.
We had talked about defending without fouling. NDSU only ended up with 13 free throw attempts throughout the course of this game.
Yeah, we did a pretty good job on them. We got ourselves in a couple tough situations there where, Tyson was getting downhill a little bit. And it was, tough calls, but, sometimes they don't go your way. And then, we only got there 10 times, and it's frustrating sometimes when we throw the ball in as much as we do. And we don't get as many free throw attempts sometimes, but that's the way it goes. We're not looking for anything. We just continue to play our tails off. But when we get there, we got to make them too. And we left a few out there in overtime, but you can't doubt our guys' compete, and the competitive spirit was very high, and it's a great college basketball game.
It was a great game, and NDSU made that surge late, and yet you responded, and you made some big plays down the stretch, particularly Brandon Key. And knowing everything he's been through, the and one there near the end of regulation, his pass to Dentlinger sets up the tie game to force overtime. Brandon Key, and then there's defensive Vinny Shaheed. That last minute, you can't ask for anything more out of your fifth-year senior.
He was pretty special, obviously he's a dynamic player, and it's good to get him back on the floor, maybe in a little bit more competitive environment, and he really, made some huge plays for us. He has that ability to get downhill and share the basketball and get other people involved as well. So really, really proud of Brandon for bouncing back.
Noah Friedel, 23 points, 10 of 20 from the field. That three right at the end of the half really set the tempo for you, controlling most of that second half.
Yeah, we loved our fight, and Noah's a big game player. He loves the moment. We tried to get the ball in his hands and just in and out there on the last. I think there's probably about 30 seconds left there. We had a 1-point lead, and yeah, he was right there. But Noah's a tough kid, loves this moment, and he's a competitive dude, and he's got to learn to make the right play at the right time and just get a little bit more efficient. But he's really, really competitive.
Matt Dentlinger, 10 out of 14, 20 points. He also had 6 rebounds. But some of those little things that we've talked about all year long, he did those again tonight. And his defense on Rocky Cruiser, he had a big game for you this evening.
He's a beast. He's a warrior, you know, and he's come so far since he's been a Jackrabbit, and the amount of work that he puts in is really, really special. And it's really nice to see guys that put in all the work and then get rewarded, and just really knows how to play, makes other people around him better, and he's a great teammate.
Without Wilson, you have to go to somebody else. Lou Dillon steps up in 7 minutes, 7 points, 3 of 3 from the field, played with ice water in his veins tonight.
Yeah, it was fun to watch Louis out there. He was excited to get out there for his opportunity, and it's really awesome when, you know, people like Lou, maybe their number isn't as called as often as others, and he's ready for the moment. Because this was a big game, Tyler, if you remember right, and he was ready for it. And so really, really proud of Lou for obviously, you know, performing well, but just maybe more importantly, being ready for the moment.
You lose this game, you're disappointed in that, totally understandable, and yet there's some things to take away from this game, playing without the dynamic Douglas Wilson, to come to Fargo and to go blow for blow with North Dakota State. You can build on this even though it's a loss.
Yeah, I mean, we're not really into that, to be real honest with you. We were confident coming in. You know, our guys, you know, felt like we were going to win, you know, with or without Doug. You know, Doug's a great player, but we have great players that don't get a lot of minutes sometimes too. And we got other guys that can make plays. But obviously we miss him, and we'd love to have him. But we can take a few things from it, you know. Maybe it will give our guys a little bit of confidence, you know. And I think it was important that we didn't change the way we played without Doug, like we did maybe up at USD a little bit, and I was kind of kicking myself for that, and so we didn't do that here, which I was, you know, happy about, obviously, and gave ourselves a chance to win a really, really competitive basketball game.
Rarely looked rattled on the road in a hostile environment. That's a big positive for your team. Other point when we look at how this plays out, we had talked about it going into the week. Is it good or bad that you're the only team that doesn't play on Saturday in the Summit League? Well, with Wilson out, with Key being banged up, Mims rolling his ankle badly there at the end of the game, I would say a couple extra days of respite will be welcome news to the yellow and blue.
Yeah, we're down for it right now. I wasn't sure earlier, but I think it's pretty good for us right now. Told Klink there, all of our guys there in the locker room, I said we're going to run out of dudes, but it'll be a good time for us to get off our feet a little bit and catch our breath a little bit, and look at our team, and, you know, just try to, you know, think of just a few little things that can make us a little bit better. And that's what you got to do. You're not changing anything. You are who you are this time of the year, but can just get a little bit better. That's what it's all about. That's all it takes.
And it'll take that in the Denny Sanford Premier Center in Sioux Falls, where we envision there will be plenty of blue on Saturday, a week from Saturday, for the opening round of the conference tournament.
Yeah, I told our guys in the locker room, you know, it's pretty surreal that our regular season's over, and we've at least clinched a share of the conference championship. And we haven't talked about it a lot, but I just had to tell them how proud I was of them and the work that they've put in and the belief that they've had in me and our staff and each other. And so I'm really proud of that. However, the fun's just beginning. And it's the best time of the year, you know, to go to Sioux Falls and you know, see all that blue and yellow. And it's a great environment, and we're really, really looking forward to it.
What is the schedule here for the next couple of days?
We'll take tomorrow off, and then we'll bring him in Saturday for a little bit, no tape or nothing, and just get some shots up, be around each other a little bit, pretty light. But get a sweat in so they don't lose their lungs, and then give them off Sunday, and then start after it again, baby. Let's let the games begin.